those groovy tunes to get us in the mood, don't you? That's like our mood music. Somebody dim the lights. No, that's good. I like it very much. Oh, so good to see y'all. So good to see you at home. I know you're there. I feel you. It's all about energy today. It's all about energy really every day, but today we're going to focus on that. We're going to learn how to focus our energy and why it's important, especially around this conversation we've been having all month long. So, welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I am Theresa Fieberts, and I know who you are. Whoa, you're amazing healers. Yeah, you live in magnificent spiritual bodies, and inside of you there's this magnificent spiritual ability, and we come together to have a spiritual awakening. We come together to remind ourselves of that, of who and what we are and what we're capable of. But we're capable of amazing, amazing things. And then when we come together in community and do it together, even across the miles, amazing things happen. Amazing things happen. So I appreciate you coming and playing with me today. I really do. Our topic all month long, all year it's Living Everyday Wonder. All month long it's been finances. Now don't misunderstand what we're talking about here. I've said pretty much every morning, it's not a get-rich-quick thing. I'm talking about consciousness. I'm talking about energy and the energy you bring to life, we bring to life. Today's talk title is Investing Your Life Force. Investing your life force. How do you invest your life force? So we're going to talk about that. It's a topic that I've studied for a long time. I've had a lot of growth in this area, and yet I still continue to peel the onion. And I love that. I love that. I've shared some stories this month, and I've heard from you that you really like the stories that I've shared. You like hearing that. I can share those stories because the energy is out of them. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? When you're in the midst of something, it's energetic, right? And it's churning. Whether it's good or bad, it's energetic. Well, we're going to become very, very keen and adaptable, heightening our capabilities around how we use that energy when we're in the midst of something. Yeah, I can freely share stories today. Those that I've healed are easy for me to share, right? Because there's no oomph in it, There's no pent-up energy. That's the important piece. There's no pent-up energy. So we're going to hear from Angelica in just a little bit with some stories of hers that I know you're going to enjoy just as well. When we do work for ourselves, we're doing work for the entire planet. I believe that. So there's nothing selfish about us working with the energy of money. Because when we heal our energy of money, we're helping the entire world heal. And then we can be in that flow of giving and receiving to one another and helping the world be a better place, yeah? Yeah. So let's take that idea right now into consciousness. With intention, knowing that we are speaking this word, I am speaking this word in the present moment where all the power is. All the power, all the creative power. I know that because I know that that one energy, that creative life force energy, is everywhere present in its fullness all the time. So it's right here, right now, in its fullness. And I know that it's available and receptive, malleable, pliable, plastic. As I speak my word with confidence, knowing that we live and move and have our being in a loving and supportive universe. And that love and support shows up as love and law, helping us create the life that we're intended to live, the life that wants to move in, as, and through, authentically in, as, and through each one of us. That's the life that the world needs. So I'm affirming here and now this morning that we've done a lot of clearing this month. And so for myself and each one of us, we are indeed open channels for that energy, that creative intelligence to move freer and fuller into expression by means of us creating a world that works for everyone through each one of us individually, uniquely, divinely. I absolutely believe this. I know it is so already in the mind of God, so I let this word go and allow law to do its good and perfect work to bring truth into form now. And so it is. So it is. We have our house band here. So, the beginnings of a house band. And last week I said I called them, infinite possibilities, because you never know who's going to show up in the house band, or not show up in the house band. So it's infinite possibilities. That could be one name. But I think it would be fun for us to have a little contest, a little name the band contest. What do you think, Bob? Really? Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Maybe we'll take that idea through the end of the year. Name the band, name the house band contest. Anyway, what you got?
The song we've been opening with all month, and you guys have been singing along, na, 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 that's the words, right? Called More Than Enough.
Oh, More Than Enough. Yes.
More Than Enough. So know that when it comes to your resources, there's more than enough. Sing along. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. I have more than enough of all that I need to do all I can do, be all I can be as I go through this day. This is my creed. I have more than enough of all that I need. I have more than enough of all that I need. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Is there anyone who can't remember a time when you had less money and you did just fine compared to where we were? We've come all this far. Why not spend the day enjoying where we are? I have more than enough of all that I need. All I can do, be all I can be as I go through this day. This is my creed. I have more than enough of all that I need. I have more than enough of all that I need. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Take a quick look back at dreams of yesterday, dreams of living the life that you live today. We spend so much time wanting so much more when there's plenty here to be thankful for. I have more than enough of all that I need to do all I can do, be all I can be as I go through this day. This is my creed. I have more than enough of all that I need. need. I have more than enough of all that I need. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Once more. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. Hey, na, 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 more than enough. All right, give yourselves a round of applause on that. Best I've heard that song sung all day.
Good morning, everyone. As usual, I wait till the very last minute to come up with a reading. And this Sunday, I'm subbing for someone, so I wasn't quite sure what the topic was, so just pick something. And of course, it fits right in like it always does. This book is called See No Stranger, a memoir and manifesto of revolutionary love. Valerie Kaur, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it's really about like justice, social justice, and really finding the energy and the love within ourselves to really make a change in the world. And I'm starting here, really they've been talking kind of about recent shootings and things like that. We are not helpless in the wake of this violence, but it will take all of us to remake the culture and institutions that authorize hate and to reimagine a society where no human being is disposable. The way we make change is just as important as the change we make. There is a pervasive form of contemporary violence to which the idealist most easily succumbs: activism and overwork. And I'm speaking to our leader, wherever she is, with this next one. To surrender too many demands, to commit oneself to too many projects, to want to help everyone and everything to succumb to violence. The frenzy of our activism neutralizes our work for peace. It destroys our own inner capacity for peace. It destroys the fruitfulness of our own work because it kills the root of our individual inner wisdom, which makes the work fruitful. I have been made to believe that overwork was the only way to make a difference. I'd come to measure my sense of worth by how much I produced, how well I responded, and how quickly. But you don't have to make yourself suffer in order to serve. You don't have to cut up your life into pieces and give yourself away until there's nothing left. You belong to a community and a broader movement. This is our community. Your life has value. We need you alive. We need you to last. You will not last if you're not breathing. So we're going to do a really quick meditation. Place a hand on your chest. Take a deep breath. Feel your belly fill up. Hold the inhale for 4 counts. Feel the suspension. Now exhale for 8 counts. Feel your heart beating in your chest. You are alive. You are here. Look around you. What is the most beautiful thing that you can see right now? Look at it for a moment. Notice its color and shape, the way light falls on it. Let yourself wonder at it. No matter what is happening out there in the world right now, no matter how dark or violent or cruel, this beautiful thing also exists. The world right here is just as real as the world out there. Take another deep breath. Notice how it's a little easier. Now, who can share this beautiful thing with you? Loving ourselves is frontline social justice work. Audre Lorde said, "Caring for myself is not an act of self-indulgence, it is self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare." Bell Hooks wrote, "I have seen that we cannot fully create effective movements for social change if individuals struggling for that change are not also self-actualized or working toward an ends. Without loving ourselves, our other efforts to love fail." When asked why we should practice radical care, that's one of my favorite phrases, radical self-care. Radical self-care. Why should we practice this radical self-care? Angela Davis responded, longevity. You know, this is a long fight. We've been fighting a long time. If we don't start practicing collective self-care, right, big giant group hugs, there's no way to imagine much less reach a time of freedom. That means finding ways to breathe life into the world we want here and now. Perhaps it's time to shift the term from self-love to loving ourselves. Loving ourselves happens in community. The term self-care implies that caring for ourselves is a private individual act, right? That we only need to detach ourselves from our web of relations and spend our responses on respite and pampering and bubble baths and that kind of thing, right? But Melissa reminds us that care is labor that we all do for one another in seen and unseen ways, and is available to all of us. That I love this term, that we should be going for squad care, right? The whole squad goals, right? A way to be in relationship with people committed to caring for one another. There's no shame in reaching for one another. We have a very individualistic culture in the US, when really the power is in community. There's no shame in reaching for another and insist the imperative rests not only with the individual, but with our community. Our job is to have each other's back. Loving ourselves can begin by breathing together. So let's again take again. Thank you.
So our guest artist today is Kat Graber. Give her a round of applause. Glad to have her with us today.
Good morning.
All right.
Oh, I need that deep breath.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Camille. This is a Karen Drucker song. I'll let you hear the words to know the title here.
They say you can't take it with you when you go, no. So I'm gonna just enjoy myself and go with the flow. Well, my money is like a bunny. It goes forth and multiplies. I send it out, let it go. It comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing, and I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny. It goes forth and multiplies. All my money now. Sing with me, y'all. You ready now? Well, my money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. I let it go, send it out, it comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing, and I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. Talking about my money now. We gotta do it all again. Hey, sing with me now, now, now. Well, my money is like a bunny. It goes forth and multiplies. I send it, let it go. It comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing, and I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. Oh, it multiplies. They say you can take it with you when you go, no. So I'm gonna just enjoy myself and go with the flow. Well, my money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. I send it out, let it go, it comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing, and I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. Ooh, what you give, you get in return, yeah. Well, my money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. I send it out, let it go, it comes back to me in time. My joy is overflowing, and I know God is my source. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. Well, my money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. My money is like a bunny, it goes forth and multiplies. It multiplies.
Ooh, so good. So good. Oh, Kat, thank you. So, Kat's one of the social workers in the house. That was very appropriate reading, wasn't it? It surely was. Thank you, Camille. And anybody, I want you to know, I want you to hear this, anybody in the room can get away with telling me what's up. But nobody like the girl who I've known since I was 16 years old. Yeah. I heard you, and I'm going to the next music fest. I want to go, man, I want to go. So, except for I can't go to Riverhawk because Carly's babies do then. But we'll figure it out. Ah, love it. I got to say, I love music. I want to say thank you to Kat again. Bobby, Rev G, thank you. It's so fun, so fun. All right, I promised you we were going to hear from Angelica. So I'm going to invite her up here, and she's going to share a few stories with you about how the energy and our thoughts around money, how they have showed up in your life.
Yes.
Chronologically, almost.
Right. Right.
Right. Want to bring this
Okay.
down?
I have 3 short stories to tell you, and they're part of my journey of moving from a poor immigrant to a successful woman. It's been quite a journey. And I'll start in Germany. I was 5 years old. This was post-war Germany, and things were not very nice there. There was rubble of buildings everywhere, bomb craters, and my mother and I lived in a room in an apartment that was shared with lots of other people. Another family was in another bedroom, another family in another bedroom, another family in the living room, and we all shared the kitchen and the bathroom because Hamburg had been bombed very badly. And so I was outside just walking around, and there was nothing around, but I saw in the distance what looked like a little amusement park, like one of those traveling ones. And I ran over there, and oh, I wanted a ride so badly. but I had no money. So I walked away, my head down, slumped. You know, I was so unhappy. Walked home, and on the way, I found money lying in the ground. Picked it up, ran back to this amusement park, and I found out that I could, with this money, take a ride. I was overjoyed. You can imagine something happened so fabulous, and all of a sudden, you didn't expect it, and there it is. And what came to me was that I'm going to be okay. Life is going to be okay. Somehow, that was a thought that I had. Fast forward, I'm in the US. I live in LA for a while, and I was with a friend. She bought something in a store. We're at the register. This is really funny. And the cashier gave her this money back, you know, her change. And my friend looked at it and she said, "You gave me too much money." And she promptly gave her what she was supposed to have given back. And I thought to myself, I would never think to do that. You know, if I got too much, I would keep it. I mean, come on. And that got me thinking about how I would want to live my life going forward. And if something is not for me, why would I take it? Something like that was going on in my head. And the third story, now I'm in my 30s. I'm practicing chiropractic with my first husband. We're driving really crummy cars, but you know, it's okay. Out of the blue, my mother called to tell me that her boss offered her a car. And she said, "Well, no, I live in Manhattan. I don't need a car. But my daughter, she really needs a car. Can we make that happen?" And her boss said, "Sure." Next thing I know, I have a brand new BMW. Right? And it sounds like, wow, how exciting, how fun. But not really. Because I realized back in my brain somewhere, I had this thought, this belief actually, that women who drive BMWs and Mercedes are rich bitches. And I'm like, oh my God, am I a rich bitch now? And I was so worried every time I would try to merge into traffic. I thought, they're not going to let me go because I have this fancy car and I'm a rich bitch. It was really another part of this journey moving towards abundance and little by little trusting and rooting out some of these crazy ideas that I had in my head. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Angelica. That's the way it works, isn't it? You know, we have thoughts and we don't recognize how they're driving the show, how they've taken over, you know. So money affects every aspect of our lives, right? Our health, our travel, our relationships, and we've been talking about this for the last 3 weeks. It can be the source of immense joy, and it can be the source of our frustrations. But wait, is it really the source of, or is it our thinking about it that is the source of, right? So you hear people use the language, you know, money's the source of evil, or money's the source of, you know, but let's be clear about really what cause is. Where is cause? What is cause? So that's what we're talking about here. Source, cause, is from the invisible realm. It's the invisible realm coming into visible realm. That's how life actually operates. So it takes courage and creativity for us to really dive deep into this topic that we've been doing all month. So again, I titled today, Investing Your Life Force, because that truly is what we're doing all the time. Whether we think it's about money or not, we are investing our life energy, our life force into our job, our relationships, our health, you name it. We are investing our energy. We're investing what we have to give into life. So we think about how we earn, how we pay bills. How we earn is actually like we spent money. I mean, we spent energy to get that money, right? Our jobs, we expend energy. So we want to think about that. How do we get money through our jobs? We're expending energy. When we're paying bills, we're giving energy, right, for some goods, services. So we want to be conscious of all that in the background of what's going on. Maria Namath here wrote this book that I've had for years, The Energy of Money, and she says that our relationship with money calls us to wake up. It calls us to wake up, to see how we're handling all kinds of energy, not only money, but Camille, time. But time, physical vitality, enjoyment, creativity, and the support of friends. And to use those lessons to enrich every aspect of our lives. She calls it the hero's journey. Now you know the archetypal hero, you know, and their life isn't always easy. They come upon challenges. Certainly Angelica shared challenges there, you know. It would have been a challenge to be born there, and then she came to the United States and did not speak English. You know, would have been a challenge, right? But the hero's journey is to go through those challenges, learning along the way and bringing forth the gold which is within you. It's not outside. It's within, which I've seen Angelica do, right? So she goes on and says, the part of us that remains constant and courageous. That's the goal. That's the gold, regardless of what's happening around us. That's the hero's journey. It's also what I would consider the authentic self. You know, it's finding who you are and being that in the face of anything else, the naysayers or whatever. Working from that place of your true being. And it also creates in us, and I talked about this last week when I talked about that dirty word tithing, it creates within us a feeling of interconnectedness. That we're always connected to the source of life. So last month, if you can think back, the topic was living everyday wonder through our work, right? And we were talking about our dreams and our goals and the desires and that urge with a capital U that's within us, that passion that wants to move in as and through us, which I know is the living spirit in us. To me, that's my prosperity. When I have unblocked that flow and I get to live freely, fully who I am here to be. That to me is my prosperity. So I've been asking you along the way to decide what it is for you, but money helps me do that. Money helps me express. It takes money to do this, you know? So it helps me. And so how I use it is an extension of my authentic life. So we have life intentions and we have life integrity. To stick with the intentions, to be in alignment all the time. And when you find that you fell off, to come back into an alignment with being your true self and what you believe about life. In this month's magazine, it's really a good one. Molly Kate Brown talks about money and talks about spending money as expending our life force energy, and that's where I came up with the title for today. And she's the one who's talking about, you know, we expend energy to get money through our jobs and that kind of thing. But we're also investing our time and our attention. Our time and our attention on these things, right? So ask yourself, are you doing what you want? It's energy. And you get to shift. That's the really cool thing about this teaching. It's just the really cool thing. So if you're not investing in the life that you want to live, you reinvest, right? You just reinvest. This is really Science Mind 101. There's a power for good in the universe, and we can use it, right? That's what we teach every Sunday. So why not in this same arena? Why not? In the article, she goes on to say, investing in what we are deeply aligned with is part of living a life with purpose, passion, and unlimited potential. That's key here, I think, that piece of potentiality. You know, that's really key. We have spent the last 3 weeks talking about what gets in the way of that natural flow, the natural circulation. If you're interested and you weren't here or you didn't catch it online, go back and listen to those. That's how life operates. There's a natural flow, and it's about circulation, assimilation, and elimination. And so the things that block that are false beliefs, ideas that we're not worthy, fear, mistakes that we've made in the past that we've stayed stuck in. My tire story that I shared last week was a way I had stayed stuck for a long time. The belief that I had to work really hard for money and then it would just be snatched away from me at any time. In the book, Energy of Money, she tells a woman's story, another woman's story, who encapsulated it as, my relationship with money is like a one-night stand. It's here today, gone tomorrow, and it doesn't even know my name. That would be even funnier if it weren't true, you know? Yeah. So our life's events are created by our beliefs. The idea that we just need more money. Is that true? Is that really true? Ask yourself. Like money is the answer. Is money ever the answer? Not really, because what is money? It's form. It's form. So I'm going to really try to drive that home with us. It's an effect. It's form, it's an effect, it's not cause. So back to my tire story, my mom said, when are you going to stop telling this story? Well, I realized in order to stop telling the story, I had work to do. I had to forgive my parents. I had to forgive my father for taking that $400 and whatever dollars out of my bank account that I had earned, right? So by doing that kind of work, we unleash this energy because it's pent up energy until then. So when we do our consciousness work, we're releasing energy into life. We're releasing energy into our own lives. We're releasing energy into our finances, into our health, right? That's what we're doing. So successful people know this. They know about unblocking, and clearing intentions with integrity. I love that story about your friend with the cashier. We don't want to run away. We don't want to hide. We want to be bold in life. And it's not always comfortable to do that, is it? It's just not always comfortable. But boy, it pays off. The dividends are fabulous. So ask, what do you want to be more bold about? What in your life do you want to be more bold about? Maybe it's not finances. Maybe it's health. Maybe it's relationships. Energy doesn't care. It will take the form that you give it. Right? Yeah. So what's calling you? Where do you need to put your energy? Think about that. We're equipped to do this work. Right? We're equipped to do this work. We have the innate capabilities to create. We're creating all the time, whether we recognize it or not, which is really the rub, you know? Because if you don't do your work and clear the consciousness and create that image of what it is you want, and get clear about what it is you want, you're creating from past experience, you're creating from race consciousness, groupthink, that kind of thing, right? Because we are absolutely conscious conduits of energy. We can be. We can be also unconscious conduits of energy. Joseph Campbell talks about this, and he says that money is congealed energy, and releasing it releases life's possibility. I love that. And it releases good possibilities when we are infusing it that way, when we are investing it that way, when we are operating our transactions with that mentality and that energy. We just finished a class, and I keep saying it was so practical. I love it. Change your thinking, change your life. I kept saying, if you're thirsty, drink water. It was just so incredibly practical. And that's what this month to me seems like. You know, this teaching can be very esoteric. You know, it's universal principles, lofty ideas of the pursuit of consciousness, Christ consciousness, oneness, unity consciousness. You know, that's lofty. I want to pay my bills. How about we do both? How about we do them in that realm of consciousness where we are recognizing that there is a support system, a force, a power within moving through us. We can then marry the metaphysical and the physical. And that's what metaphysics really is all about. It's the relationship between form and unform. And we can have a relationship with money. You know, I've been asking you these questions. So how well have I used my energy around money? Think about that. How well do I use my energy around money? And you can answer it by seeing what's mirrored back to you. What does the life experience look like? Is it being mirrored back to you in the way that you want? And if not, know you can shift from the inside out, right? So the physical realm is your bank account. It's your savings. It's the bills you have. It's your credit card debt. It's your house, it's your car. That's the physical realm, right? Joseph Campbell. It's energy coalesced into form. Yeah? This is what we know spiritually, and this is what we know scientifically. That matter is energy in form. It can be measured and objectively observed in that way. So to change these things, what has to change? The energy, right? The energy. So then we get to the metaphysical part, the metaphysical reality. Everything is first a thought. This stand was first a thought. This microphone, a handless microphone, it was first a thought. Before that, it was just this, right? Everything's first a thought. And it comes from that infinite realm of potentiality, possibility. There's no limit to it. And in that place, energy is moving freely. It moves freely. It's formless, it's unlimited, it's pure potentiality. What we do with it then goes from the metaphysical realm into the physical realm. We are that conduit. That's what we do. It's simple. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. But we want to remember, go back to that very basic premise that what we believe about money is ultimately what we're going to experience. If you've been uncomfortable this month, I invite you to look at why. Where is your why? Are you uncomfortable with a minister talking about money in church? Whew. It's taboo. It's not about me, it's about you. There's a hint. Yeah. To change these things, we need to stop the leak in the flow, because the flow is always there. giving, all the good is always there. We stop the leak. We do that by healing, right? So I mentioned a minute ago mass consciousness, race consciousness, the collective unconscious, whatever you choose to call that. If we are not intentional with our thoughts, we fall into the law of averages. We're picking up whatever Joe and Sally on the street are thinking about, money and whatever else. We have to be on task and intentional, and that is the journey of the hero. The hero does not go along with everybody else. Most often, those hero stories that we love so much, even those romantic ones we love so much, is because they went the alternative route. Because they were not thinking like everybody else. Is that true? It's true, isn't it? It's true. So we're not just releasing blocks, we're channeling that energy. We are purposely channeling our energy. And we want to stay clean with it. You know, I'm going to use the analogy of the 12 steps. We want to stay clean with it. We want to clear things up. We need to make amends. If we've owed somebody money, if we've cheated someone, maybe we cheat on our taxes. The book is full of stories of people that she's worked with, over 4,000 people. Stories of people who recognized where they were out of integrity and went back to heal that and how powerful it was for them. Imagine the IRS wanting to take your money because I'm sorry I cheated you 3 years ago on my taxes and I really owe another $500. They don't have a category for that, but they'll figure it out. It was in the book. They'll figure it out, right? I think those are important questions to ask ourselves and things to look at to clean up. And as we do, truth becomes easier. I believe 100%, I live my life this way to the best of my ability. I think it is so much easier to tell the truth and to apologize immediately. There's two really simple things, but life is so cleaner. It is so clear. It is so less cluttered. Apply that to money, or your relationships, or your health, or whatever. Yeah. Because when you do, you free up the energy. When you do, you free up the energy. She says in the book, when we clear ourselves, basically, in the metaphysical realm, authentic action then is powered to come into form. It's powered to come into the physical form. Because we've cleared those channels. Look, I don't believe that science of mind is a get-rich-quick thing. I hate that idea. I do not believe that that is true. What is true, because that is about scarcity. That is about there's not enough here now. That's not what we teach. But I do believe that I can have more experience. I can be more. I can love more. I can have more joy in my life. I can be more loving to other people. Absolutely, there's no end. And I'm empowered from within to make changes in my conditions and my circumstances from the inside out. That's what Science of Mind is about. And I believe that life's for me, not against me. I'm not the victim of anything, not my finances or anything else. And I believe that I'm meant to live life freely, fully, and so are you. Each one of us are. And it's going to look different and unique and colorful, and that is so awesome, the diversity of life. It is so awesome. But I had to learn my money lessons, and I still learn them, to start becoming free and focused, to free my energy and focus my energy. Free my energy and focus my energy, right? That's what we're talking about. That is prosperity. No matter what you want it, what your goal is, that's prosperity. So our contributions then to the world, your work in the world, how you show up. You may be retired, but how you show up in the world. That's the work of a hero. That's you, right? We're all, as Camille said, we're in a collective, in a community. And we're showing up together to do this, to work together, to support one another, to make the world a better place. Next week, we have such a great opportunity to do that. We're going to have our dance party, and everything we raise that day is going to go towards hurricane relief, and everything, our tithe for this entire quarter will go for that as well. So thank you. I know I went a little long. I appreciate you not dozing off. I'm going to invite Kat and Bobby and Rev G back up here. Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe you could have all the things you've ever dreamed of. And maybe you could drive your Hummer down your gold-plated streets with your dove. Of all the things you want to buy, how do they make you feel inside? You won't find your life in a bargain bin, so you better start your path within and revolutionize your soul now. Revolutionize your soul. Revolutionize your soul. What if you had never seen a skyscraper or a superstar going up and down in an elevator, never knowing who you are? Of all the places you've ever seen, do you even know where you have been? Get up right now and look toward the light. This could be your last chance to ignite and revolutionize your soul. Revolutionize your soul. Revolutionize your soul. Of all the places you've ever seen, do you even know where you have been? Get up right now and look toward the light. This could be your last chance to ignite and revolutionize your soul now.
Revolutionize your soul. Revolutionize your soul.
We gonna
Revolutionize your soul.
Thank you, Kat. It's so much fun to get to play with Bobby and voices like Kat's. And it's all about the flow. You know, we had some testimonies. I'm going to share one. So when my wife and I moved to Cape Coral in 2007, we had about enough money to last for 3 or 4 months. We had lost pretty much everything in Los Angeles, sold our house, and that was after moving cross country. That's all we had. And we started going to the Center for what became the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral. It had been the, oh God, I can't remember, they had like 6, they actually had a sign that had 3 different names on it. Anyway, but we started tithing anyway. Every week we'd go and we'd write a check for $25. It's a lot less than we were writing our checks for in Los Angeles. And after about 6 months, I had a problem real estate property in Los Angeles, and my friend Raymond Drake called and said he had somebody that wanted to rent it with a purchase option. And suddenly we had a big check and an income of $3,300 a month. And I firmly believed it was because we were tithing even when we didn't have, quote unquote, didn't have anything to tithe from. That was about 6 months in. At 9 months, they hired me to be the senior minister at what became the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral. So then I had another income, and then my wife got a job. And for 8 of the 9 years in Cape Coral, we were the largest givers at that center. We got beat out one year because one of our congregants wrote $4,000 or $5,000 checks, and that sort of beat us out. But this stuff works, doggone it. It just works. And you got to be in the flow. You got to give to get. You know, it sounds gross, but if you want stuff to flow in, you got to make room for it to be received. So let's just take a moment and see that receiving, see that flow in, and know that we can flow out, that we can clear closets full of old clothes that we don't wear anymore, stuff in the garage that we don't need anymore, money that we think we don't have enough of, but we can give forth and we can share because we're creating more and more energetic flow. It's all about that flow of energy. And as you do that and you prepare your gift, your tithe, your offering, whatever you want to call it, and if you're online, you're seeing the ways to do that streaming across your screen. You don't see me do a check into the basket each week because mine comes automatically out of my bank account, and when I get the notice in my email, it makes me stop for a moment in prayer and gratitude. So just know that we have gratitude, that we have resources, that we have this energy, that we are the energy, that it flows in, through, and as us. And we bless the giver, we bless the gift. We know it is all good and all God, and so it is.
Oh, thank you, Rev G. Let's sing. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love, pass it on. I receive the gift of joy, pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Whew. What a good morning. What a good morning. Kat, again and again and again and a million times, thank you so much for being here with us. Gosh, I love you. I love your voice. I'm the lucky one that got to be in the house while they were practicing this week, so that was pretty fun. So again, I've told you multiple times, we've got this dance party next Sunday, Prosperity Dance Party. And so Matthew Frost will be here heading the band. We'll have a full band. Lenny Balistreri is going to be here on drums. Dwayne Freeman's going to be here with his sax. Bobby and Rev G. And Kat will be back with another song. Diana will be here with another song. And Matthew's just gonna wow us, as he always does. So I'm really looking forward to this. We have local needs, and we've set aside that CSL Cape Coral, which is where Rev G was talking about. He had been the minister for 9 years. So Cape Coral really did suffer some damage during the storm. So again, that day what we raise and a tithe from this quarter will go to them. But I also want to make sure that we have room to help our beloved garden and our organic garden. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to have a community revitalization day. Revive the garden, revive the community garden. They lost the fence, just plants are gone. I mean, it's a mess. And so we need workers, we need organizers, we need funds, we need stuff to help that. And so that's going to be on November 5th during the day. And then November 5th at night, we're going to have a fun evening where we got a house concert planned with Matthew and Kim Ballou. You remember Kim, she's been here multiple times. Well, her and Matt, I introduced them, now they're fast friends, and they're going to do a house concert together, and it's going to be at Camille's house. So, so we'll be working in the garden during the day and partying at night at Camille's. So it sounds like a good time to me. I put that and some other events that we have coming up. We've got our annual meeting on the 20th, and then February 5th, we have an event, my ordination, and we're going to do a New Thought tent revival. It's going to be some fun. It is going to be some fun. So I need organizers and people that want to help with all these events. So if any of that or all of that sounds like fun, click on that little button on the newsletter. So the newsletter, again, you can sign up to get on the newsletter over here at the table or on our Facebook or our website. And we like to pray. And we really believe in prayer. We really believe in the power of prayer. And we see demonstration over and over and over again in this community and beyond. And so please, if there's anything troubling you, anything on your heart and mind, either email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org or fill out one of the forms over there and put it in the basket for prayer requests. Or you can see Rev G, Bobby, Cindy, or myself. I'm just looking to see if we have any other practitioners in the room today. And again, we love praying with you. And Bobby and Rev G are going to sing us out. Let's all sing.
Yeah, let's all sing. Let's stand up, do what we've been doing all month. I release. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, and I am one with God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, and I am one with God. There was a time in my life, thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, and I am one with God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, and I am one with God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, and I am one with God. All right.
I think every day this month I've forgotten something at the announcements. Zing's here with her book, so go check out her book. This is really great.